back to game-based learning in the world language classroom. The why, what, and how. We're on section 3 of my book, The How. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, Japanese, and now English to high schoolers out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Please help me come up with projects, bounce ideas off of me, let me bounce ideas off of you. Talk to me at the Minecraft Education Ambassadors or the Minecraft Teachers Lounge, the Duolingo Educators Network, Roxem, or at studio-nemo.com. We're on chapter 27 of my book, Project-Based Learning. And I had to split the previous one in half because this is why I can't number my videos very well, is I get long-winded and I'm trying to keep my videos under 10 minutes. So I cut it right here, and just a quick recap. Long before your unit begins, during your prep time, you're going to sit down, and the very first thing you're going to think about is, what do your students need to know to be successful? I mean, in the language, okay? What sentences do they need to have memorized? What words do they need to have memorized? What grammar do they need to have mastered? That should take you 10 minutes, okay? This is not like planning out the race course for your fake Tour de France. This is, what skills do your students need? This is the whole reason you're doing this, right? So this is backwards design. You're starting with, what do your students need to know? And then you work backwards from that. How are you going to build in all the mini lessons to get them so that they're successful when you get to the project? All right, so very first thing I do is I sit down and I make a quiz trade with all the sentences my students need to know. It takes me about 10 minutes to write 30 sentences, 36 sentences. This was written 5 years ago. I wrote this. I have classes with 36 students now, so I had to add some sentences to my quiz trade. But really, hey, these are the sentences I need them to know. And, a little bit of switching out of some words here and some words there. I can come up with 30 easily in under 10 minutes, okay? It takes me, let's say, 5 minutes to print and cut it out. I make this as big as possible. So I'll do this like 46-point font. And then I just slice through with the giant paper cutters. And that doesn't take me all that long. It just takes me like 4 minutes to walk down to the workroom because I'm so slow. Then I write a TPRS with all the sentences that my students need to know. This takes me, depending on how clever I want to be, anywhere from 15 minutes. If I get really crazy with the pictures, because I explained in a previous episode that my TPRS now always have pictures in it because I really think that the scaffolding helps the students. And I found post-pandemic, they're just kind of too shy for me to they think I'm making fun of them. And I don't want to do that. So I've been using Duolingo Project World characters, and if I get really crazy with the pictures, okay, it's going to take me 30 minutes, and really, the students appreciate it, but I appreciate it more. Okay, so that's fine. But it doesn't take me that long to write a TPRS story. It's not long. There's a character, there's the words you want, and there's a problem. Okay. Then I make a BlueKit. I used to do this on Quizlet. I'm kind of at war with Quizlet right now. I love BlueKit to pieces. I have a lot of fun with BlueKit, and I got to think about how do I want to leverage the multiple choice and the typing exercises. Okay, so here, I've got a little picture. That's my son actually. And what is he doing? And then here, just a little picture that BlueKit already had of an invitation, and then I wanted the students just to know the difference between, is it para or por, so that really drills it into them. And then here they had to write in para celebrar. Okay. So then I have all those sentences already written, right? I prepare a Jenga game. It takes about 5 minutes just to type out all the sentences. Well, you just cut and paste the sentences and print them on cardstock, one for each table group. Here, for this one, I decided to give the sentences in English and make sure that the students know them in French. And it's just, every single project is different. What do I want to do? Do I want to start them entirely in the target language? Do I want them, this is first year French, so I really want to make sure that they know these sentences really well. But I put one copy of cardstock for each table, and then I also project this on the board. Okay, then I look through all my textbooks and all my resources, and I think about, okay, this has to do with the project. Okay, here for these ones, this was for, we're going to play restaurant. Okay, so like, okay, you know what? I could easily turn this into a mini whiteboard game. So you can see I wrote my little notes all over it. So that's a mini whiteboard game. This is a Duolingo exercise. It took me 8 minutes to do the lesson and taking screenshots with each thing. And then I typed a little bit on there to give them a little hint. And then I just printed these up as cards, and we played Teams Games Tournament, and we played some other stuff with that. But basically, as you're looking, it's like, okay, here's something. Can I repurpose this into a mini whiteboard game? Can I repurpose this into a dice game? Can I repurpose this into a drawing game? Can I repurpose this into sorts or stations? And I actually think this actually made a station also. And it might take you 5 minutes, might take you an hour, depending on the activities you want to do, how much printing and cutting you do at stations, and how long it takes you to go through all your hundreds of textbooks, But generally, it doesn't take that long. You're a good teacher. You know what you need to do. You know what you want your students to practice, and you know how to make it fun at this point. And then I look through my textbooks again and my other resources and decide how many of the lectures I just want to lift directly out of there. All right. This was Realidades, which is now Auténtico. I didn't lift it directly out of there, but I did simplify the language because I was doing this with my first year students, and this is actually from the second year of the textbook. So, it took me a little bit of time to make it a little more simple. This is just a Duolingo story about clothing because we were getting ready for Paris Fashion Week, and I just took the story and had them do stuff with the story. This, I think I've talked about my favorite sport in Japanese class, which is sumo, because I do it in a silly way and the students just absolutely love it. But I just took it right out of the textbook. Okay. Prepare some cardstock games. Okay, so for me, this is under 5 minutes because I've already made a blue kit, and all I need to do, here's the blue kit right here. All I need to do is take a screenshot of it and then cut it up into cardstock. Okay, Quizlet, I told you I'm kind of at war with because they're bots who don't actually talk to people. Their bots have no idea that I'm a living, breathing human being, and it's difficult. You can't talk to a person at Quizlet. They always send you through their bots. So I'm at war with them right now, but Quizlet does have its plus sides. I did like them a lot before they ticked me off, but they have a very easy print button right here. Okay. Fingers crossed Blue Kit is going to be able to print soon too, but screenshots are not that difficult to do. So heck, that's my cardstock games right there. Okay. Sometimes I might need a different type of cardstock game, like if I'm doing Teams Game Tournament, or here we're playing Go Fish, or I use these exact same cards to play $20,000 Pyramid. So maybe I'll have to take another second to do that. So it might be 30 minutes to do this, or it might be 0 minutes if I'm repurposing the cards I just made. Okay, then I start thinking about logistics at this point. Okay, so the logistics are, what do I need for the project? Do I need electric skillets? Okay, so you can see me at Goodwill a lot looking for stuff. Do I need ugly clothes? My mother is a shopaholic, and she sends my children the ugliest clothes ever. And instead of donating them, I say, I'm going to save this for class. So I got bags full of ugly clothes. These are my little 6-year-old bikes for when my kids were young. I just kept them because I think it's a hoot to watch giant high schoolers who are like football players riding on these bikes made for 6-year-olds. It's just really funny. Okay, maybe I need to print copies of famous works of art. Maybe I need to go to the art club and ask them to draw famous works of art. Maybe I need to get out my box of toy cars. Maybe I need to buy paper plates. If there's anything I need to buy, you can bet I go straight to the PTSA. Okay, they are wonderful. That's the whole point of them. I go to the PTSA. I write out a very nice grant form. When they say yes, I make sure to take lots of pictures. I make sure to invite them into my classroom on the day we use it. I send them thank you cards. I want them to really know how much I appreciate their support. PTSA, get involved in your PTSA. Go to their meetings. I cannot emphasize that enough. They are there to support you. Make sure they know who you are, okay? You can also send an email to parents. I don't like to do that as much, but it's there. I mean, you can do it, okay? It takes me 10 minutes to make the list. Oh, we're going to make crepes. I need eggs. I need milk. I need flour. I need to make sure of my skillets, I can get to them. I need paper plates. Do I need to buy new spatulas? That kind of stuff. All right, so, just over 10 minutes. Okay, next episode, I'm going to show you the actual battle plan that I put together when we're doing project-based learning. So I hope to see you there.